One of the names that we have for Odin is Allfather. But does that name, Allfather, mean that Odin is the father of all on a global scale? The answer to that is no. The name Allfather, like every other aspect of our lore, is folkish. It is not a universal belief system. I'm going to explain Allfather, but we have to understand that the erroneous translations that we have been given from Christianity have done things like declared Midgard to be all of Earth. Midgard, or Mithgarth, does not mean Earth. It is the middle fence. Mith, middle, guard, garth, fence. It's the middle fence. And you have other words like Valhalla and Valknut. Valhalla is not heaven. This neo-pagan universal mindset that has been brought in with erroneous translations has equated Valhalla to be a heavenly, biblical heavenly place where all people go on a global scale. Valhalla does not mean the hall of the slain. It means the hall of the valiant, where the heroes come from, are reborn from, and then return to. Understanding that concept of reincarnation or rebirth of the valiant soul from Valhalla, the valiant folk soul from Valhalla, as gifted by Mother Goddess Freya. We have a concept in Christianity. It's in Matthew 5:5, where it says, the meek, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. That word in the New Testament Bible, in the Greek, is praus. Praus. It means timid. The timid shall inherit the earth. Now, what Christianity does is they manipulate that to mean that the meek, the timid, the weak, of the non-valiant of people will one day inherit as their possession earth. And that's a concept that was manipulated from northern paganism. Now, understanding that the valiant soul goes to Valhalla, the valiant, the warrior, hero, the Einherji is Thor. The Einherjar are those warriors like Thor, one of the warriors that returns to Valhalla and is born from Valhalla into posterity. So this concept of the meek inheriting the earth in northern lore was, you don't go to Valhalla. The meek go into the underworld. They rotate out of view if you're looking at it cosmically. They rotate out of view. They don't go to Valhalla. They go into the underworld where the rest of the timid, meek souls went. Christianity, when they were creating their heaven where everybody goes, manipulated that into being that the meek will inherit as a gift the earth. Allfather Odin, or Valfather, valiant, the father of the valiant, or Helgakvitha, the father of the host. The host meaning the host of warriors, the host of the army, the fighting force. Allfather Odin is not the father of those meek, timid souls that go into the underworld. Odin is the father of the valiant souls. So Allfather Odin starts to take on a different concept to our northern pagan ancestors who were following our ancient ways. Now, Valfather, father of the valiant, father of those heroes, reborn from Valhalla, just like the Valknut. Now, Christianity translates that as the knot of the slain. Well, what knot of the slain would there be? What knot of the slain could there be? The misapplication and erroneous definition of Val in Valknut, Valrunum, Valkyrie, Valhall, Valfather. That misapplication then makes Valknut and all of the others very silly on a folkish pagan belief system that has been manipulated from Christianity. So, what is the Valknut? Well, it is the knowing that Val means valiant or valiancy, strong, powerful. It is that powerful knot, that knot of strength that's associated with the hero. That a group of heroes interlinked in mind and fighting force that are overcoming another force. It is that power, but it's also something internal, because you have phases of life. The warrior has phases of life that they go through. You have from childhood up through your adolescent, where you're being taught things from your ancestors, that your folkish, valiant ancestors that you're reborn from as the present hero. You're being taught, you're being given these characters and traits. And then they develop into the second phase. You as that hero, defending as a guard your homelands, your culture, your folkish ways. And then the third phase of that is you pass that on to your posterity. So you have within self, you have the young, the middle, and then the sage. You also have it on a level of the past, your ancestors, handing it to the present, which you preserve and then hand off to posterity. The Valknut, the power knot, the strong knot of the warrior. It must be remembered that our warrior spirit is forged in the fire, and that spirit that is forged in the fire is gifted to us. It is the spirit of Odin, that valiancy that is gifted to us from Mother Goddess, reborn into future warriors from then to now, and from now that we preserve, handed to our posterity. So we see that this valiant father, this Helgakvitha, this Allfather, is not the father of all on a global scale. He is the father of all warriors. In our book, Northern Paganism, Exposing Abraham, we put in the names of what our ancestors called our bear, our ancestral bear in nature, our ancestral bear. And one of them was Allfather, Allfather. And so we have this handing down of strength, a symbol of strength, courage, valiancy, fierce in battle, all things that our ancestral bear embodies and demonstrates for us. We also have Odin's warriors, fierce in battle, called berserkers, bear shirt wearers. We are seeing a definite pattern develop when we talk about Odin, his warriors, his hall, rebirth, reincarnation, that spirit of the strong, the Valfather, and the Allfather. Allfather of all warriors, not all people. Additionally, we have written right into our Poetic Edda that there are few that know what the Feast of Valhalla is. Now, that word feast comes from Alask, which means the burden, or what the warrior carries. So there are few that know. Now, this was written back then. So few know what that feast is in Valhalla. So therefore, it wasn't known by all in a Christian heaven type concept. But now, that being folkish back then, now applying it on a global scale means even fewer. Even fewer know about that feast in Valhalla. So Odin being in Valhalla, that spirit from Valhalla of the valiant warrior is gifted to a few even back then. This concept of applying that word few to mean all people go to Valhalla, go to heaven, or Allfather is the father of all is a presentism mindset. Now, a presentism mindset means that you take today's feelings, today's ideologies, and you impose them, you superimpose them on cultures of antiquity. And that leads to massively erroneous information. And that is being done with Allfather, which is, and Valfather and Helgakvitha and Valhalla. When you apply presentism, then you come up with a belief system that was not honored in antiquity. You come up with something very, very new on a global scale. But that should not be called Northern paganism, Norse paganism, and you might as well substitute all of the Northern gods and goddesses out as well, because it has nothing to do with that Norse culture. So just to recap, quick bullet points. We have Valkyrie, the choosers of the valiant. We have Valknut, that strong, powerful knot of the warriors. We have Valhalla, the hall of the valiant. We have Valfather, the father of the valiant. We have Allfather, or Allfather, another name for our bear. We have berserkers, bear shirt wearers. And we have few that know what the warrior bears, what the hero bears, or feasts upon. That means that this Allfather name that is attributed to Odin on a global scale actually means that Odin is the father of some. Not all. He's the father of all warriors that possess that warrior spirit. But he is the father to some on a global scale. Now, people that want to try to appropriate our northern paganism, our Norse culture, will then assign that belief system and that terminology to other people all over the world that it had no applicability to. And that is cultural appropriation. That is theft of our culture. So Allfather on today's mindset is more like the father of some, but the Allfather of all warriors, all heroes that possess his spirit. To finish out this video, I want to read a poem that we wrote and put it into our book, Northern Paganism Poems, Sword of Glory. This poem is called Memories. Wouldn't it be a shame if you'd forgotten the joy you felt as spring snow melt and clears the way of bitter cold days, cabin fever gone as grass is shown? Wouldn't that be a shame? Wouldn't it be a shame if you'd forgotten mountain water clear when summer's here, warm days of fun and barefoot run to dance and play on summer days? Wouldn't that be a shame? Wouldn't it be a shame if you'd forgotten the brisk cool breeze through autumn leaves, the fall leaves blow down to and fro, the golden crown of birch renown, when cool are nights but all is right? Wouldn't that be a shame? Wouldn't it be a shame if you'd forgotten the peace you felt when first snow fell, the large snowflakes upon your face, covered in white, the ground is bright, the fires glow in frosty windows? Wouldn't that be a shame? Wouldn't it be a shame if you'd forgotten true love's first kiss, your heart was bliss, when hands were held, how lovers felt, from season's start through months of dark, the seasons changed, but love remained? Wouldn't that be a shame? Wouldn't it be a shame if you'd forgotten your land and folk with no slaver's yoke, blood memory past, culture that lasts, the hopes and dreams that flowed like streams from high mountain groves and all that loves? Wouldn't that be a shame? Wouldn't it be a shame if Munin never returned, All would be lost, a terrible cost. Memory of ways from ancient days, gone family and frith, with kin and kith. Yet some today give it all away. Isn't that a shame?